The wheat's coming along nicely, looking really healthy. However, that shouldn't be here. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. Yep, it's all about the weeds today. We have a huge number of them everywhere. So you can see all of our fields have got weeds in them. Not looking great. We've got field 31 and 45, as always, are getting very close to being ready. So we're going to concentrate on those two first. 19 though, 43, 44, 83, all of these fields have lots of weeds. So we're going to get rid of the weeds everywhere. Ready for spraying some fertilizer next time. So let's unload the fertilizer from here. And then switch to our rear one and unload it from there as well. There we go. That is fully unloaded all of the fertilizer from our tractor. Now we have a little bit of herbicide in the shed here that we're going to hook up. Yeah, there we go. So we've only got 233 litres there. We are going to head to the shop and pick up some more and get this filled up and see how far a full sprayer and front tank goes. So that's herbicide filled up. Let's head down the shop. We've got 139,000, so we're slowly creeping up to that level of being able to afford our combine. And in fact, right now I think we can buy the combine that we've been using for a while. So the Deutz that we've been using the last couple of seasons, that is now within our price range. So if we wanted, we could very easily just buy ourselves a combine and go from there. We've got still got fertilizer here as well. So I'm going to purchase a pallet full of herbicide. Again, we're going to go with these £1,000 just for this, for 1,500. Is that going to be enough? 1,200. We might actually. No, it's not quite going to be enough. So we'll get this filling up, and while this is filling up, what we'll do is head back into here and purchase another set of herbicide barrels. Yes. Okay. There we go. So that has filled that one. Let's reverse this up. And fill the other one. See if I can get far enough back. Yep, that is loading. Oh no, it's loading off the front set of barrels. Never mind. That's okay. And we're done. So we're full. We're going to head over to field 33 first, I think. And not field 33, field 37? 31. Field 31. I should know these. We've been doing this map for a lot of episodes now. I should really know my field numbers. So here's field 31. We'll take ourselves in. We've got no GPS on this tractor. So that is going to make this a very interesting job to do. I wish I could lift the boom on this before it had fully folded out. But there we go. Boom up. And I want to angle myself coming onto this field. So we'll do the headlands first because it'll be easier for us to trace things that way. And away we go. So this is herbicide. It will change the colour of the ground below. And I want to keep a good eye on it. But it's herbicide in seasons is a more difficult thing to keep track of. It makes it that much more difficult to see because we've not got these whole runs of weeds as we have in the main game. It's a bit different to that. Now, interestingly enough, we do have patches of weeds in this field that seem to have died off. This is not the second time we've sprayed this field though, so I think they've died off from just either from age or from heat, but I'm not sure, not quite sure why we've got the patches in here we have. Doesn't matter to us that much. We are still in a position where we need to spray the whole field to get rid of them. It'll prevent any coming back on the rest of the field as well. But I guess the other weeds are just too old to be of an effect. But we're going to head round, get this field done, see how much herbicide we have left. Might go and top it up and then go and do our next field. Most of the way through the field now, and this field is a slightly awkward angle in that it's about 230 stroke 50 degrees that we need to do it at. And we're picking it up fairly well. It's so much more difficult on seasons to do the herbicide spraying without GPS, because it just, you just have no idea of where you've been. I can roughly mark it, but there's no way I can check it, or there's no way I can double check it or anything like that. So it means that I end up hoping that I'm catching all of the patches on the field. It doesn't, I can't see any really obvious color change. Yeah, it depends on where I'm looking. The trouble is, I think that this hasn't grown since we last sprayed it. And in seasons, when you spray fertilizer and then spray herbicide, it doesn't change the ground state like it does in the standard game. So you end up not being able to tell exactly where you've sprayed before, if you've just sprayed fertilizer on, as we have on the previous game day here. But I'm very concerned about whether I can get this herbicide done otherwise before these fields get to a state where they are able to be still be worked on. Once we get to that final growth stage, it just becomes a point at which you can't. You can see there are some bits where the ground state is changing, or the color of the ground is changing there. That's because it's fully fertilized in those spots already when we did our last fertilization. So those have stayed fairly clear. But it has then it's not been herbicided, so it then does this, and that clears this. Whether we are able to get all of our fields done today, I don't know. We're certainly going to get these two fields done today, and hopefully that will run things nicely. Let's just pull into this corner here. Ooh. Lower this down and fold this up, because I can't lower it or raise it or lower it while it's folded up, so that then it becomes a problem. And fold up, there we go. Let's go into the crop a little bit, but that's alright. We have care wheels on. Of course, the other way to do it does then force you really to try and use some tram lines, I think. Because if you can work out your tram lines and you can get everything working properly like that, you don't need GPS in seasons. You can just go, right, I know that if I stick to these tram lines, I am going to cover the whole field. And it's something I think going forwards, I want to try. I want to try and get to working out where I should have my tram lines, getting it set up, getting it all done and out like that. I think is a really important thing to get sorted. Here is our canola looking really good. My nose is itching just looking at this field. So yeah, again, we're not very easily going to be able to see where we've been. but this field is at least at a better angle for the rest. We're going to go down the edge here. 330-ish, I think, is the... No, it's not quite. 325? No, 330. So 330 is our angle for this field. Going up the edge here. And, yeah. We do still... I think we've got enough herbicide to do this field. With any luck. Now a little bit off the edge now. Let's get back up this way. There we go. And then we can go round the edge of this field, get the headland done, and then we'll go up and down. Oh, there's a little bit, there's a weed right on the edge there, just where we missed. But that's alright, it's more the weeds in the middle of the field. Yes, we want to try and get as much on the edge as possible, but the real stuff is in the field itself. We want to clear all of that out. Make sure that we get the highest that we can as far as our yield off here. And this is the thing I have here is I don't know. We know we can get a harvester that does this farm well for the money that we've already got. Do we go for a bigger harvester knowing that we can get a whole load more money from this harvest this year? In fact, you know, we could if we go for the harvester that we have been running on here, then we can just be in a position where we could also buy a sugar beet harvester for the sugar beet season. Borrow the money to do that and know that we can pay off buying a sugar beet harvester on here to do our single field of sugar beet this year. That is quite something. To be in that position on this farm, to end our third and what will now be our final year on here, not only completely out of debt, but with a fully set up farm. That is the dream on this series. That is what our aim is on this series, to get ourselves to that point. So yeah, I would very much like to get myself to that point, and I would consider this a success. If we do that, then this has been a massive success. Everything we've done on this series, because then we're just making profit going forwards. So headland done. Let's see if we can get the rest of this field done. As I said, 330 would do it. I am going to sit at 325 though. Get a bit of overlap, and yeah, 325 seems to be more in line with the edge of this field. So I'm going to keep it going on that sort of direction then. We've got less than 100 litres left now of herbicide, and I think what we're going to have to do is try and work out an obvious place for us to stop and go and refill, or just try and keep an eye on how much we have actually, and go from there, because we don't want to end up in a position. I need to turn that off there. Well, maybe if we go around this, we'll be able to. But I don't really want to run out sort of halfway down a row if I can avoid it. But doing the headland around here, I think is gonna run us out anyway. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, there we go. So that is the point we're at. I need to head back out of the field. We'll go and refill this. It's a very harsh light at this time of day. It's a bit cloudy. It's making the light a bit flatter as a result. Plus, it doesn't help that our tractor is really mucky at this point. So it's going to be quite a high, because we've not lowered the booms. And this is the thing. I now can't move the boom on this. as much as I'd like to, it's really quite high, and we'd have to unfold the whole thing to do it. So I'm going to drive this down to the shop, get this refilled, and then we'll get back up to the field. Down at the shop, let's refill this, see how far this goes. Now this will either be, yeah, we are going to need another one, aren't we? Get the rest of that filled up from there. And another 1,200 litres is going to be necessary from this. Yep, so purchase. We get 1,500 litres in a barrel. Okay, and back. Refill that. It'll take most of this. Yeah, most of this will go in here. We'll still be left with a bit. Yep, a couple of tanks left. Let's get this back up to the field, and we can go and get rid of more weeds. Let's get these yields as high as we can. Back at the field, and we need to try and line ourselves back up. Now we know roughly where we were, so I'm going to head into the crop. Because we kept our booms high, we can actually fold them out fairly quickly. We'll go around here, and while we're doing this, fold out our boom. So we can continue from where we left off, hopefully. Which was about round here. Yeah, start that off there. That should cover around the same area here. Now it's quite difficult to see the weeds in this canola. It's got quite high, and it tends to hide the weeds. But we very much want to get rid of them from in here if we can. So out here at a 325 degree, and away we go again. All sorted. There we go, coming very close to the end of this field now. In fact, I think we've probably got a couple of rows still to go. If that. Yeah, I think it's like a row and a half, but we can't spray sort of half a row here. So that will be this field done and dusted. We've still got, well, I think we might head back and refill our herbicide, and then we'll have a look at which fields will be good for us. So that's finished that. Let's bring this over here, because then I can lock or put the boom down and fold it up. And while that's doing, so let's fold that up. While that's doing, let's have a look at the state of our fields now. You can see we saw none of those weeds that were there a moment ago. We've missed a couple of patches, but for the most part, we've cleared this field of weeds. 31 similarly has a small patch there that we missed, but otherwise good. Those two fields are so much better than they were now. I'm going to leave 43 and 41. We'll herbicide those later. 44, 83 would be good choices while we're up this corner to get those done. As would 42 and 19. So I think we could possibly get all of our later stage or later growth stage fields. We can get them done today. So I think we'll start. What we'll do is we'll start at 42. We'll work our way round and see if we can knock the rest of these out. That will then be a really good job done. Ready for getting this little tractor to do a load of fertilizing next time, I think. Leaving the shop, having just refilled the herbicide. There's still some herbicide left there. We've got a barrel or so left. We're going to start here with field 42. Get this sprayed. Again, this should be a fairly quick field for us to do. This is, of course, this is our sunflowers. They're coming along very nicely. This is a bit of a herbicide spray tool. Or a crop tool. Sprayer crop tool. There we go. Let's get this open. And we can then go and up this field. Yeah, this is working out very well at the moment. Now this field might be a bit easier for us to see, although again I'm seeing patches of the clearer stuff. So you can see here if I spray this, that goes darker, but the areas that have already been sprayed, not so much. Weeds are easier to see in here though, because our sunflowers have not grown quite so far yet. I think this is one of the fields that still needs another spray. Well, in fact, this 40, where are we? This 44, 83, and 19 all need more fertilizer on them in the same way as our two larger fields. So 41 and 44 both need sprays. 43, sorry, both need spraying as well. Yeah, there's still a lot of work to do before harvest. I think that's what we're gonna get concentrating on for the next episode. Is going to be doing mass fertilization. We're not going to use this the whole time. We'll probably do some pig work next time as well. Our pigs will want feeding, but we want to kind of jump towards the harvest now, I think, and get that done. Get our harvest in, and we'll see where we are then on here with that. It is looking very, very nice though. We are going to make our money on here. It's taken us 3 years, but we are going to make the money, and we are going to complete this and be in profit, properly in profit this year, with a fully set up farm that allows us to just build on it, which is wonderful. I am so pleased that we've managed to achieve what we've achieved on here without cheating any money in, without doing any sort of cheat mode setup or anything like that. We've managed to take, admittedly, a new farmer game and get it fully up to profit within 3 years, having paid off all of our debts and everything like that. I'm really pleased with that. That is absolutely awesome to have managed that on this series, and I'm hoping we'll manage something similar with the next one. I will say the surprise windfall from the pigs a couple of episodes did really help this, and we've still got a lot of income to come from the pigs. I think if I have a look in here and see what we've got from our pigs at the moment. Yeah, 12 pounders, lots of very young pigs. Do we have two? Yeah, we've not got anything that has hit the 280 pounds yet. We've got one or two. We've got one there that is at 268, but yeah, we're not at any 280s yet, so we won't be doing any selling of them this time. Next time, I think when we get to the harvest, we'll be looking possibly at selling some pigs. Let's get this field finished though, and then we can move on to the next one and get this herbicide all cleared today, which will be very nice. Last little bit, and we'll go out this gateway here, like So this field should now be clear of weeds. How do I still have a small patch of weeds in the middle of the field there? Oh well, to go back, it would actually be more costly. We've covered the vast majority of the field. But yeah, weeds and seasons. Such a difficult combination. I'm going to close that gateway. There we are. And away we go. Let's see if we can't clear another field of them. Field 83, our highest numbered field on the farm. And full of weeds. Look at that. Now this should be easy to see. Now this will demonstrate what I was talking about earlier. We've got no obvious fertilizing on here at the moment. The ground is quite pale, so as soon as we start spraying, it changes as it does when you normally have fertilizer on here. It changes. So this field will be really easy for us to see where we've done our herbicide, which is quite nice. And I'm kind of tempted to do more herbicide at this stage with seasons, just so that, like this, I can track exactly how I'm doing, because yeah, it just makes it so much easier to go, yeah, I've herbicided this much of this field, or I've done it in all these places, and we can get rid of the weeds here. That's perfect. So yeah, I know that this field is going to get properly covered, and I'm kind of looking at the sugar beet at the moment going, ooh. But then the sugar beet, that is in a position where I think that is being fertilized. So we can't do that at the moment because, again, the ground is dark, and therefore we can't see where we have been with the fertilizer, with the herbicide. Sorry. Interesting thing here, I'm spraying patches of lime where we haven't quite seeded the field, and the lime isn't disappearing. I thought that was a feature of seasons, or of the standard game. So not quite sure why that's doing that. What I can say is that this field is going much better than the others. And coming up to the end of the field, nice coverage on here. We know we've covered everywhere with this one. There will be no weeds in this. I think this is barley. There'll be no weeds in this barley field this year, which is great. And we can see on the map, yeah, properly cleared that. The fertilizer state on here is something we're going to have to come and have a look at. It is it's really hit and miss, and that is mainly because we had the poplars in here the previous year. As a result, they have the area of land that they took seems to have taken the fertilizer very nicely, whereas the land where they aren't hasn't. Now again, this is sunflowers in here, but this again seems like it could have. Oh, I don't know. I do think we've got fertilizer on here. It seems to be slowly drying out, this one. But I'm gonna get this done as well. Yeah, this one has been sprayed, so this is going to be a little bit harder to see. But all good. Let's get this one sprayed, and then we've just got one more field to get done today, and that will be the herbicide. Well, we've got 2 fields later that will need herbiciding, but for now, this is spot on. Last strip, and then that will be this field cleared as well. Absolutely perfect. Yep, happy with that. Let's fold this up. And then we've just got one last field to do. So yeah, completely weed clear on 44. 19 is our last stop today. 40, as I said, 43 and 41 I'm not overly worried about at the moment. Both are recently seeded, and to be honest, we need to get more fertilizer on those first. What is our fertilizer states of? Yeah, so 44 and 42 need one more set of fertilizer. 83 and 19 could both do with a spray, even though 19 I'm very tempted to leave. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, guys? Let us know in the comments. Do you think we should spray 19 with more fertilizer? I kind of think that for the coverage that field already has, we may not need to spray it with fertilizer, simply because, yeah, I think it costs us more to spray the whole field with another bout of fertilizer than it would to just go, right, we'll take the slight hit in our yield for a load of the field not being fully fertilized, because it's just sort of strips, which is a bit, yeah, odd and difficult for us to sort. But we are down to the field, and yeah, you can see the weeds in it. It looks so different on the map compared to here, where it is just a nice big field of barley. I think this is. Let's just check. Yeah, barley. That's exactly what we have in here. And again, like the field at the top, it's got a nice pale ground that is going to change colour when we go and do our spraying. I thought I'd close that gate. I have now. Perfect. Right. Fold this out, and we'll start in this top corner. Like so, and away we go. Yeah, and you can see the ground once again changing colour. And you see the width actually of our seeder. We could very easily do tram lines with that seeder if we got that right. That would be good. But I'm going to get this field sprayed, and then we'll be done for the day. Just a couple of rows to go, and this has we've had it up with. I'm very pleased we went and refilled, because we wouldn't have had enough had we not refilled our sprayer on the way back from the other field. Oh yeah, we're not gonna. It is going to be a couple of rows, just a slight bit there that we need to get. But it looks, you know, we have really good coverage here. We've got rid of the weeds throughout the farm. Only a couple of small patches where they remain on a couple of other fields. We should have enough. I think we might have enough herbicide to do the other two fields we've got. I'm hoping we do. I'm hoping I don't have to buy any more herbicide to get those last two fields done. But only time will tell that one. Because the remaining two fields we've got both do have a fair amount. Ooh. We want to fold that out because we want to drop this down. There we go. And fold it up. But yeah, we've got so we've got 523 litres of herbicide left in this. We've got a little bit down at the shop. Hopefully that's going to be enough for us to get the rest of our our remaining two fields done. So 43 and 41. Yeah, and let us know in the comments about field 19. Look at all of the I think actually probably half the field needs doing, so we may need to spray that. 83 we kind of just need to go around the edges for. 44 and 42 need spraying, and 41 and 43 need 2 levels of fertilizer. So yeah, lots of fertilizing still to do before harvest, but we're getting there. We are most definitely getting there. Yeah, and for this episode we have got there. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.